Play Store in the UK, and they don't have to have British accents, although Game of Thrones would be one of them.
Now hold on. Like, is Game of Thrones available on anything?
Yeah, the first 30 seasons are
That's true in the US on iTunes and Google Play here. You can't get the current season when it's on, but you can always get the past seasons eventually. That's what they've got.
Right. So for all you guys who said before, oh, we'll take the Wire Challenge, but only after it's available on the Google Play Store. Well, guess what, jerks? It's time for you to start buying episodes of The Wire.
Well, in a month. I guess that one's not up there yet, but in a month. It will be. Eventually up there.
By the time you get around to watching this episode, because you're so backlogged on podcasts and it's the last week of December and you're on holiday break, and you're like, oh, when I get to that frame rate from early December, you'll be able to watch this. It'll be perfect. All right, let's move on to the winter movie draft.
Oh my gosh, Tom, I don't know about you, but if it were me, I wish I could be Justin Robert Young. He who drafted Catching Fire and is making all the monies.
Yeah, I'd say Justin Robert Young's movie draft chances are Catching Fire right now. $395 million, and these Casey McKinnon $370 million. Now, here's the thing. Catching Fire won the box office 2 weeks in a row. So they're at $296 million. He's already in front of Gravity. It looks like they're going to keep going. What happens next is Justin has Out of the Furnace, which comes out December 6th. Casey has Saving Mr. Banks, which is the Mary Poppins story, which comes out on December 13th. And then Casey has one more movie on Justin, which is The Secret Life of Walter Mitty, coming out on Christmas Day, December 25th. So Hunger Games and Out of the Furnace have to outdistance whatever those two make, because Gravity's finally slowed down enough where it's really not adding anything to her pile. I don't think Old Boy is going to be adding much either.
I'll tell you what, it all boils down to whether or not Secret Life of Walter Mitty is a hit or a miss, and I think it's going to be a miss. Like, the marketing for it is not firing anyone up.
No,
Well, that's Mr. Banks. No, you don't think
Mr. Banks might have something to me. I'm more worried about Father Robert. Frozen had a huge opening weekend.
Yeah, that's true.
Frozen's got legs. If that continues to roll, then that might be a big thing. But other than that, if the Hunger Games stays on the trajectory that it's at right now, then I get literally anything but a hot fart out of the furnace, then this one is a wrap.
But it actually looks like it might be a race, which we weren't thinking earlier when Gravity overperformed. We weren't thinking it would be, but Hunger Games has overperformed even though we expected it to do really well.
Yeah.
So, on a side note, first of all, let me explain that I have no illusions about coming in anywhere except for last place, but I'm fascinated to see how big and loud the Anchorman hype engine has been, to the tune of flying out Will Ferrell to North Dakota to full-on newscast for a half hour on the local news station. I didn't watch the whole thing, but it looks like he just played it straight the entire way through. He was just Ron Burgundy hosting and anchoring the news there.
No, it was pretty funny. I think the video's up on, I saw it on Deadspin, but I'm sure it's all over the planet. They've totally cranked it up. It's funny, you look at, very similar to Doctor Who, they noticed that there was a gigantic propensity of Anchorman, the original movie, gifts. So they've been doing nothing. There's like a person whose job it is to watch the new Anchorman movie and just create. For film silently in GIF form. Especially with Star Wars moving from summer to winter, is in the draft, especially with Star Wars, and this is summer and winter, are we going to have everybody who will wait to spend 100?
No, I'm going to say no. I don't see that being a problem.
If you only had Star Wars, do you think you would automatically win the winter movie draft?
Yes. That's going to do like $800 million. It's going to be it's got a legit shot to be the highest grossing movie of all time.
Even so.
I don't believe you. you know what?
Other movies will make you
Go
money.
into the bidding. I hope you go into the bidding believing that, Justin, because you could be our own Tom Merritt and open the bidding at $100. I got it.
I mean, yes, I'll be happy to do that with Star Wars Episode 7.
I want to see what happens, actually, if we do that.
I basically invalidated the movie draft with the Hunger Games.
Yeah, but that was also true of Twilight, it was true of Harry Potter, but you don't know that ahead of time, right?
Yeah,
I mean, I thought I was we thought
Plus also,
other things were going to invalidate the summer draft, and they didn't, so.
Tom overpaid for The Hobbit last year. It's like,
Yeah.
to be honest, like your attitude of, well, it's all over because obviously blank is what undoes dynasties. It's the epic flaw in everyone. And in this case, it's working out great for you. We probably will. But to say that we need to change the policy of the game because you, Justin Robert Young, are so certain that Star Wars will make all the money, I don't think it's a good idea.
Well, no,
I think
listen,
it's Tom.
I
Step aside and let you spend $100 for it.
I take this from the other, as the parallel development of movie drafts, the Simpsons writers' room and us, they eventually faced the problem, according to the one article, about splitting movies into shares. Because they found it to be a better game. I don't agree with it. I don't agree with it for the summer. I don't agree with it because there's more money in the summer.
But they have more players though. That's part of the reason they did it.
But I don't
We
know.
always lock in.
I'll tell you what, if you guys are gonna let me walk into Star Wars Episode 7 at $100, then I'll be happy to just end the draft.
Yeah, good. So we'll see what happens, actually. I think that would be interesting.
You guys know what I'm talking about Star Wars, right? The
I think
Star Wars, new Star Wars movie.
We just only have 2
That's-
places.
We're very aware that you're talking about that film franchise that hasn't had a good movie in 30 years. Yes, that's the one we're talking about. The one that has been literally a middle-aged lifetime since
Right
the
now we're
beginning
getting
of
like
the
growing debate. Let's not start debating whether Star Wars is going to be good or not. It's going to make a lot of money because it's got J.J. Abrams' name on it. It doesn't matter, right? Let's save this for another day and move on to what we're watching. What we're watching. Unless, Brian, you were trying to delay because have you not been watching anything?
Well, no, I actually have watched stuff with the kids. Oh, we got caught up on Legend of Korra. Almost caught up. Well, like we got 2 episodes left. The entire season available on Nick.com. Man, so good. Even when I thought I wasn't going to be into it, it sucked me back in. One of the later episodes did the whole, if you watch the previous episodes, they tell the story of the first Avatar, and it's great, man. It's really, really good. That's all I got to say about that.
Did you get my note about Walking Dead? I tried to text message you about it.
Yeah, I saw that this morning, but I've been on planes all day, so I haven't had a chance
Right, so
to
it's
see
too
it.
late.
I heard it's safe to get back into the zombie-filled waters, which I'm
We did have one guy email me and say, "Hey, man, leave Brian alone." I think we got that in the emails. We talked a little bit about that, but I just because we won't be having a spoiler zone on it today, I did like the ending. It wasn't perfect, but it definitely ended things, and it ended things in a way that satisfied me. That's all I'll say. I am also watching The Shield. I watched episode 3, so we can do a little spoiler zone on that.
Yeah, no, let's keep talking about that, because I'm curious about what's happening in your brain as you go through it.
Now, Justin Robert Young, do I read this right? You've been watching 30 Rock.
30 Rock. It's a brand new hit show from young upstart comedian Tina Fey and the guy from Beetlejuice, Alec Baldwin. I missed the last 2 weeks, so I've been watching it on Netflix. And man, it doesn't often, I think, get put in to the reverence in terms of amazing comedic writing that Arrested Development does. But I'm kind of the mindset that it is a more impressively comedically written and acted show than Arrested Development. This is coming from somebody who would consider himself to be as maxed out an Arrested Development fan as possible. So if you have not given it a shot for whatever reason, or you haven't caught up on it, I think it's all on Netflix, the entire series, and I am delighted.
I watched the Adventures in Space and Time again over the weekend too, which is that it's a movie. It's not a documentary about the early days of Doctor Who and the founding. It was just as good the second time. Really, really well done.
I haven't seen that yet. Where is that on? That I can see.
I have it on my DVR, so I'll give you my Slingbox password. No, I think you can buy it on iTunes too.
Good.
And by the way, that's like a legit use of Slingbox, right? The entire, ethical versus legal thing with Slingbox is it is a virtual conduit to your actual DVR device. So it is exactly the same as handing Justin a key to your house to watch that.
I don't know if it violates Slingbox terms of service at all.
Yeah.
It might. But yeah.
I'm gonna say it's ethical, if not legal.
Sure. I was watching it in San Jose at my father-in-law's house over mine and Slingbox. And, so, yeah, I could be at Justin's house. I could be. Yeah, why not?
You could drive right up from San Jose and go and physically go to my house and open and watch it. Yeah.
Let's get to some feedback, shall we?
Now it's time for feedback with Brian and Tom on Flame Radio, yeah.
William Hines says, my question relates to the things we can watch anywhere, anytime. Digital media has become the content manner with which to consume media, but has come with a few consequences. Recently, we've seen Disney pull content from Apple and Amazon, and with the new game consoles, set-top boxes coming out, streaming is becoming more mainstream than ever. The movies and games you bought either disappear when a new device comes out, a contract expires, or content is just taken away because of money issues. What future do you see in media consumption when the things we buy aren't really ours? Are we destined to lease a license for content in the future as physical media is replaced for convenience?
Here's the thing, and from a legal framework, yes, I hate that in order to make this stuff available, the content owners have to have the assurance that nobody's out there watching movies when they don't know about it, and of course that's the appeal of streaming to the content owners. However, for the consumers, the world is only going to get more connected. We will never